Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
Breaking news to tell you about right now concerning the man charged with murder in the 2012 disappearance of his wife. A grand jury has decided not to indict Robert McCaffrey with murdering his wife, Gail.
The jury filed a no bill, which means they decided there was not sufficient evidence to send this case to trial to prosecute. News 2's Deanne Roberts is live in Mount Pleasant. And Deanne, you spoke with former U.S. Attorney General Charlie Condon about this case. What do you have to say?
Attorney Condon was absolutely shocked about this no bill that was just filed in the indictment of Robert McCaffrey. He says this is very rare, especially here in South Carolina. Now, in breaking it down to me just a few minutes ago, he told me that it could be because a grand jury didn't find that there was merely enough probable cause to move forward to convict. He says that's a small amount. Or it could have been a matter of who showed up today. He says there were 18 grand jurors, but only 12 have to be present. And if 13 were there today and only one said there should be a no bill, then a no bill is issued. Here's what Condon had to say is the most surprising factor in this matter.
It's not surprising to me, based upon relatively, say, weak circumstantial evidence, that someone gets arrested. That happens all the time in this state. What's surprising to me is once that has occurred and then this evidence and possibly other additional evidence is given to the grand jury secretly, that they then would vote, a sufficient number to vote to no, we're not passing this along. This is a no bill. We're discharging this defendant from his bond and he's free to go. That's a stunning development.
Condon reassured me that McCaffrey has not escaped that murder charge just yet. He says it's up to the circuit solicitor to retry this case in the event that new evidence is presented. We'll be sure to keep you updated as we receive new information about this case. Reporting live in Mount Pleasant, Deanne Roberts, Count on 2.
All right, Deanne, thank you. We will, of course, continue to follow this breaking news story very closely, and we'll bring you the latest information online, as well as during our 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock broadcasts. You can also find more information at counton2.com.
Happening now, the hunt is on for 2 suspects accused of robbing an armored Brinks truck in North Charleston.
Yeah, take a look at these pictures. These are photos of the suspects pointing guns at the armored truck employee. You can also see the car used in the robbery. Authorities hope that you can help identify the 2 people in these pictures.
Dorchester County Sheriff's deputies say the robbery took place this morning at a South Carolina Federal ATM on Ashley Phosphate Road. It's in the Food Lion parking lot. That's where News 2's Dorchester County reporter Stetson Miller has been all day. And Stetson, any leads yet on the suspects?
Hey, Brendan, police describe the suspects as 2 black males, both carrying handguns. They also say that they took off in a 2010 or newer Infiniti sedan heading towards Dorchester Road on Ashley Phosphate Road. Police say a Brinks armored truck employee who was working on this ATM when they were robbed at gunpoint. Luckily, no one was hurt, but money was stolen. We don't know how much, though. The Dorchester County Sheriff's Office says the suspects, again, were armed with handguns, and they were captured on surveillance footage. Most businesses in the shopping center were closed when this robbery happened, but I spoke with a nearby resident, and she said that an incident like this is a concern for the local community.
If an individual or individuals are willing to risk their lives with someone that possibly has weapons to protect themselves, what our regular people are doing. We're more of a target because we don't have a weapon to protect ourselves. Some of us don't, some of us do. But yes, we want to be safe, our families, our children. We don't want to encounter this stuff.
Now, I'm told that this is not the first incident that's happened here. There have been a couple other crimes in this area. The most recent one was a burglary just a few days ago at a business in this same shopping center on the 7th. Now, if you have any information on this incident, you're asked to call the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office. In North Charleston, Stetson Miller, Count on 2.
Well, water has been restored to 120 homes in Hanahan after a water main break caused Take a look at this massive sinkhole. This happened earlier today. While Charleston water system crews work to repair the damage, News 2's Berkeley County reporter Raymond Owens joins us now from the scene with the very latest. Raymond, what have you found out?
This water main break took place at about 7 o'clock this morning here at the corner of Foster Creek and Juliet.
120 customers were without water from that point forward, and that also included Goose Creek Primary School, who was out of water between 8 and 9 this morning, and thankfully that didn't impact our operations.
Mike Saya is the communications manager for Charleston Water System. He tells me a boiled water advisory will not be needed.
When a water main breaks, there's a lot of pressure, about 90 pounds of pressure in this case, and that erodes a lot of dirt and a lot of fill, and in this case it undermined a good portion of Foster Creek Road.
You can see an aqua-colored pipe that was being used by construction crews when the main broke. It's right next to the main. Officials are trying to determine what caused that break while quickly fixing the problem.
Our water distribution crews deal with water main breaks on a regular basis, so they're very effective at what they do. When we're making the repair, what happens is we cut away the part of the pipe that was affected by the break, and we put in a brand new piece of water main with rubber gaskets on both ends, so to speak, and they're tightened down, and that repair becomes permanent, and we'll backfill and get the road back in place. There may be a patch for a short amount of time on the road, but it will eventually be paved back over and good as new.
About a dozen Charleston Water System employees have spent their day repairing this leak. In the Foster Creek area of Hanahan, I'm Raymond Owens. Count on 2.
At the corner of Camp and Folly Road on James Island, there's an abandoned subway building. The county has proposed a plan for that corner, but a lot of people who live on James Island aren't on board. The plan is to build what's being called a pocket park. The park would essentially be more pavement than green space, housing primarily a covered bus stop and a few parking spaces. The money for the project was planned to come from the Greenbelt Fund, but some who live there aren't happy with the idea. They feel that money could be better used.
If there's 2004 Greenbelt money left over, we have lots of other places on James Island where we'd like to see that used. 1387 Harborview Road is a property, I think it's about 2 acres. The town and the city have looked closely at this before, creating a passive park there. It's on the marsh. It's beautiful. It would preserve marsh vistas and views.
Now, the pocket park was on the county council meeting tonight, the agenda, but it has been deferred.
North Charleston police say an employee accidentally shot himself while trying to stop an intoxicated customer. Police say the shooting happened at Mac's Quick Stop on McMillan Avenue this morning. A confrontation between the store owner and customer escalated, and the customer threatened him with a knife. Police say the store employee intervened and pulled out his weapon but shot himself in the thigh. He was taken to the hospital for treatment. The suspect ran away from the store.
Some sad news to pass along tonight. Former Charleston County Judge Jack Gedalia has died. His honor passed away Sunday at age 86. Gedalia worked as a bond court magistrate for 17 years, also worked as a county probate judge. Before his days on the bench, Gedalia served as the director of the Naval Investigative Service, known as NCIS. He will be missed. His funeral and burial will be private.
New at 6, Columbia lawyer Sherry Lydon has been tapped by President Trump to be the next U.S. attorney for South Carolina. The president made the announcement this morning. Lydon is the founder of Lydon Law Firm in Columbia, which specializes in white-collar criminal defense. She's a graduate of Clemson University and the University of South Carolina. Lydon still has to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
When a police investigation stops receiving information, the case as we know it goes cold.
Yeah, tonight the Lowcountry Cold Case Forum, along with several agencies, hope to revive the search for the killers and bring peace to families who are longing for closure. News 2's Macy McLeod spoke with detectives today about what the community can do to keep these cases moving forward.
Detectives tell me sometimes people have information they think is irrelevant, but it ends up being a vital piece in solving some of these cold cases. Which is why the Charleston County Sheriff's Office is teaming up with other agencies to hold a cold case forum tonight. It will give the public information about these cases, hoping to jog someone's memory about something they may have seen or heard, which could help detectives. One of the cold cases scheduled to be discussed tonight is the homicide of Jermaine Frazier. He was shot and killed in his McClellanville driveway in December of 2016, and his family is begging for closure.
To anyone who knows what happened to my brother, you need to just come forward and, let the detectives know, because it could be very well be your family one day, and you would want someone to talk.
The forum is tonight at 7 at the Charles Ross Municipal Center in Lincolnville. If you have information about Jermaine Frazier's death or any other case, you can call Crime Stoppers at 843-554-1111. Macy McLeod, Count on 2.
A Lowcountry Correctional Facility is partnering with Trident Technical College and SC Works to help incarcerated veterans transition back into society. News 2's Libba Holland joins us now to explain how this is helping to build our area's workforce. Libba.
Well, when many inmates leave prison, they are often facing the real world without a home, any money, or even identification. But a program with McDougall Correctional Institution is giving that and more to those who served our country.
We're really striving, trying to do good things here.
About 100 veterans are part of a special unit here at McDougall, reserved for those who served in the military.
So we get to have a little, camaraderie as far as what we'll be doing in the military and how it translates to us back here. So when we get out, it'll transfer to our lives as far as being better suited for the community.
So while the inmates are serving their sentence in this unit, they're also taking classes, which prepare them for the workforce. A partnership with SC Works and Trident Technical College provides construction certification classes.
And I'll help them out with resume writing or job searches or anything that comes from housing or where they're going to go when they get out.
Once the inmates finish the course and are released, many already have jobs lined up with the help from SC Works. South Carolina's recidivism rate has gone down recently to 4th in the nation.
It's the least we can do for these folks, but frankly, it's the most that we can do for public safety, because hopefully they will not have interaction with law enforcement.
The community that we're dealing with, once we get out on the street, we want to be involved. We want to let them know that we're here and made a change in our lives. It's put a new vision to be more supportive in that community.
The South Carolina Department of Corrections is also looking to hire veterans that could be mentors working with these incarcerated veterans unit. You can find more information online at counton2.com about that program. Live in the studio, Libba Holland, Count on 2.
Next on News 2.
Low pay and lack of resources for students is forcing teacher walkouts around the country.
Coming up next, we dig into the average salary for teachers right here in the Lowcountry and compare. It's tonight's reality check.